Hello, and welcome to the Notary Life with Kimmi Podcast. I am also one of the trainers with Notary Educators, which includes myself, Kimberly Nunnally, Angela Johnson, and Alexis Franklin. We each own our own very successful notary businesses and teach notaries in all 50 states to be great and grow their own business. We will discuss general notary work, apostilles, ink fingerprinting, and the duties of a notary signing agent, and much, much more. For all of your notary needs, please visit notaryeducatorsllc.com. We hope you enjoy the show, and we wish you much success.
This is Angela from AJ Mobile Notary, 1/3 of the Notary Educators, and we have Alexis with Mobile Notary Service by Alexis.
Hello.
Say hi to the people, Alexis.
Hello, everyone. Welcome.
And Kimmi is not here tonight. She had an emergency, so we're going to miss her, but we're here to take care of you guys. First, I have a short story to tell everyone about something that happened to me over the past 2 weeks. Because I did so sometimes it may occur, and Alexis can vouch for this, that you may do a loan signing, and I'm not going to say that the company won't pay you, but it seems as if they're not going to pay you. And so I did a loan signing back in November, and it seemed to me as if I was not going to get paid. And so I had to take, I don't want to say take it into my hands, but anyway, I had to take measures to try to get payment. So I initially emailed the company, and I was saying, like, and always be professional if you have to do this. I emailed the company, and I let them know who I was. I let them know the loan signing package that was given to me and when it was given to me. And per their terms that they discussed with me, payment was supposed to be, on January the 15th, and I had not received payment. Please advise. And so I did not hear anything for 2 days. And so 2 days after that, I called and left a message, and I sent an email. And so then if I didn't hear anything again, so the next day I called again, very professional and nice, just saying, I'm calling regarding payment for this loan signing I did on December 24th. And I also sent an email. So I had to do that for 3 days. And so the lady finally emailed me back and apologized for just getting back to me. She said I should have payment. I should have received payment and that they sent the payment out. And so please let her know if I don't get the payment by tomorrow. So right after she talked to me, I got an email from their accounting department saying that payment was sent out. So payment had not been sent out, but I called to make sure I was going to get paid. So the moral of the story is that if you have a problem or you think you're not getting your payment for your loan signings that you've done the work, it's okay to call and email, but be professional, be nice, even state to them the payment terms and when you did the loan signing, and tell them when you're going to follow up. If you don't hear from them in a day or two. And so just don't let up, because you do deserve to get paid. And so it's make it more like a polite reminder, but also let them know, because you want to keep a good relationship if you like the company. So that was something that happened to me, and I did get paid.
Yeah,
my check is in the mail.
You can keep track of your payments. Remember, guys, you can keep track of your payments with SnapDocs or like a notary gadget. You can keep track of all your signings. That way you know which one was paid and which one wasn't.
Yeah. So hello, everybody. We're so glad that you're here. Make sure you put all your questions in the chat box. We're here to answer any questions you have regarding general notary work, loan signings, if anything you encountered while you were out in the field doing any type of notary work. We're here to help you answer your question. So the first I see, hello, everybody. The first question I see is from Audria Calhoun. Do you give an itemized receipt? Do you tax for the service? If you're talking about loan signing, or are you talking about general notary work, Audria? If you're talking about loan signing, the loan signing companies that I deal with, when they send me the request or the information for the signing, they already have on the instruction sheet how much I'm going to be paid for the loan signing. They tell me to please confirm when the signing is complete, and that is actually what do you call it? That's the receipt kind of, because it says when I send them the requests, when I send them the confirmation email that the signing has been complete, that's their way of sending it to their payroll department. Do you tax for service? I don't tax for my general notary work. I just have a flat fee. Is there anything you want to add to that, Alexis?
Yeah, she said she was talking about general notary work.
Oh, general notary work. Okay, go ahead.
And I was gonna say, for as far as like an itemized, it depends on like your state and how you're charging them. So for the way I do it is with Square. Mm-hmm. If you do a cash, I do have a receipt book for cash, and on there I can write down everything I charge them for. So I kind of try to leave it like an itemized receipt. But on Square, you can put different items basically, and in there you can put like maybe you're charging for your travel charge, or maybe you're charging for a stamp, or whatever in your business, however you're charging people based off your state, you can do it in Square. Usually for me, it's just a straight travel fee. Mm-hmm. It may be a witness. If I do provide a witness, it'll be those two things that'll be itemized. But usually for me, it just says travel. Mm-hmm. So I do kind of provide an itemized receipt, but if it's like a few things, I really don't kind of start nickel and diming. But if they ask for it, you can do it, especially if you're using Square. You can edit the receipt, edit the transaction.
And I also use Square. And most of the customers, when I ask them if they want a written receipt or a receipt to their email or text message, they usually ask for a receipt to tell me to either text it or send it to their email. And like Alexis, I just put notary on mine. I don't do an itemized. And you can remember too, if it's for your records in your journal, it's usually itemized. You have the documents that you notarize. So I hope that answers your question, Audrea.
So start dropping questions. We're answering any questions you all have. Anything happened throughout the week you want to share? Anything new happened? Any questions you came up with while out in the field this past week that's been going on? I know I had a situation where, so basically I had a person that was doing a will, and she told me she could provide witnesses. She was like, I'm gonna ask my neighbors. So I was like, okay. Based off of my state, well, let me say this, based off her paper that she had, her will she had 3 witnesses. So I asked her, I was like, okay, you can provide all 3? She was like, yeah, I'm just gonna ask my neighbors. I was like, okay. I was like, just call me back if you can't get somebody, and we'll figure it out, because I know a few people. So she didn't call me back, so everything was good. I ended up calling her like a few minutes before I was about to leave. I'm like, hey, everything good? I can start heading there? She was like, yeah. So I went there, and as soon as I got there, something told me to ask her about the witnesses. And I was like, yeah, so you got your neighbors to do it? And she had her daughter, who's in the will, as one of the people to witness. And I was just like, oh. I was like, unfortunately, we can't use your daughter since she's in the will. So I did have to tell her that. Thankfully, I had somebody with me that could have been a witness. And in that situation, I didn't try to charge her my standard witness fee. I just was like, okay, I'll just do it for like a couple extra dollars, like $5. Usually my witness fee is $25 if I have to kind of, bring somebody along with me because they want something. But thankfully, I had somebody with me already. So I just charge her extra $5 for the witness. Mm-hmm. But just be careful when you're out there, because people, they'll tell you one thing, and then when you get to their home or you'll meet up with them, it's a completely different story. Mm-hmm. And we could have been in a little situation because I'm already there. And if she couldn't find a third person, it would have been a mess. Yeah. So make sure when you get there, you evaluate the situation, because people will put you in a little
box.
A little box.
And I want to expand on something that I said last week, or clarify something. I'm going to be totally open about it. A really good friend of mine was on the live last week, and she's a police officer. And so she kind of got on me about something I said. Somebody asked me about the person that I went to at night. Did I feel safe? And I did feel safe. But ladies, never, ever put your safety in jeopardy when you go out to do notaries, please be extra careful. If you can take someone with you, and on a regular basis, I don't do it often, have the night signings often, but I do have a really good girlfriend that I actually do take with me when I go on loan signings, because I don't have anybody else to go with me. So I should have added that caveat, is that my girlfriend really has twice, 2 times besides the one that I had loan signings, went with me on night signings. So just be extra careful. Don't take your safety for granted, because there are people out there that are, kind of crazy. So I had to apologize and clarify not to take your safety for granted when you're going out doing signings at night. So Nashonda, glad you're able to get in tonight. I had a notary this week that wanted a stamp and embossment, but how the paper was set up, my embosser was upside down, but the ink was correct. So Nashon, was your embosser upside down or your stamp was upside down? I know you said your embosser was upside down. Because the embosser kind of, wouldn't you say, Alexa, is really, when you put it on there, since it's round, it's not really bad that it would be turned a different way.
How was it upside down? Because
it's a circle.
Yeah, mine is just the way you have to stamp it.
It really does. I don't think it really matters how it is on there because it's round.
Yeah.
Can you clarify, Nashonda? So Danielle Edwards, did you send us a message about notary educators? Because I was gonna get with Alexis and Kim about this tomorrow, because I answered some people on notary educators that sent an email, and their email came through Google, and I had not heard anything from either one. It was like 4 people. So I wondered if they got the message, because maybe the Google address was all mangled up. It wasn't really an address. It was a bunch of numbers and letters together when I responded back, but I apologize for that. I reached out to you guys to get help, didn't get an answer. Short question: if my state says I have to keep my journal up to date with everything I notarize, what do you do when what's SS say no? What would you do when clarify what SS is, Danielle? Ink stamp was right side up, but the embosser, how I had to hold it, made it upside down. My name was at the bottom instead of the top.
Oh. With the embosser, how I had.
So, I mean, I understand what you're saying, Nashon, about the embosser, because you really can't see the embosser when you're putting it on the paper because of the way it's clamped. And so I always say for myself that doesn't really matter. But I understand what you're saying about the boss. Your name was on the bottom and the other part was on the top.
But her stamp was fine.
So. The stamp was fine. But yeah, so I wouldn't too much worry about the embosser unless there's something your state that says something about that. But mine is like that all the time. But when signing service. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. So you're saying that when the signing service says no. So are you saying you can't put your loan signing loan signings in your journal?
Yeah, she's saying the signing service company says she shouldn't be keeping a record of her notarizations, but her state says every notarization she does, she needs to keep a record of it.
Well, if you think about it, if you notarize something for somebody, they have to sign your journal. So if they're telling you not to keep a record of your documents that you notarize, I mean, you can just see if it's okay if you just put loan documents. I don't know if they're saying don't put a copy of all of the documents you notarize. That sounds kind of weird. Are they saying you shouldn't keep a record of all the documents that you notarize?
Yeah, I'm assuming maybe the signing service, I'm assuming for like confidentiality reasons, they don't want you to keep a record. That's what I'm assuming.
Right.
But the state says,
So I wouldn't write out all the loan documents that you have. I would just write out the word loan documents maybe and have the person sign your book, because you have to have your book signed if your journal is required. So she said, yeah. Yeah,
anytime you do a notarization.
You're in Texas. So, so Daniel, let us know if that answered your question. Can you discuss pricing? If the state allows one fee, how are people charging $150 POA, for example, and other type services? I know travel is added, but what else goes into that? So I don't know what state you're in, Rousseau, but check your state handbook. And if they have a travel fee, you can charge a reasonable travel fee. And so whatever a person is, if a person is charging $150 for a power of attorney, that's their travel fee. The state doesn't give you a certain number. So whenever a state says you can charge a convenience or a reasonable travel fee, you set your own fee, if that makes sense to you. Yeah, and so if your state has, like, for instance, Georgia has a $2 fee. I never charged a $2 fee. I just charge a travel fee depending on where I'm going, how far it is, what document it is, how many documents it is. My travel fee is based on all of that.
And what time.
Yes, and how long it's going to take.
Mm-hmm. As far as literally like night, like if it's a little later in the day, I know sometimes I'll put a little extra charge and I'll let them know like, hey, okay, it's 8 o'clock. I'll do a convenience fee. And of course, safety first. I always have somebody go with me if I'm doing something later. Mm-hmm. But go based off your state. But I know for me personally, it's travel and then sometimes convenience goes in there. Because on my what I do for my business, I'm open till 10. Because I do have somebody who can go with me. So after a certain time in my day-to-day business, it's going to be a convenience fee added on to that travel fee, which I let my clients know, and they're fine with it. Because usually, and nobody else coming out that late to notarize a document. Mm-hmm.
So Danielle said they do not let us use the journal. That's your signing service. So Danielle, give me contact us through Notary Educators and leave your phone number, and I'll give you a call so I can be clear on all the details about your journal, and the signing services won't let you use the journal to keep up, with your signings. That's kind of weird.
Yeah.
So just go through Notary Educators and leave us a message and leave your phone number, and I'll give you a call back. How do you, Makiba says, how do you do an embosser stamp and an ink stamp together? So Makiba, when you're notarizing documents, your stamp goes either to the left or the right of your signature as the notary. And so the embosser, you would use that. It has to be used on the edge of the paper because it will only go so far up. So if you're using an embosser, it's going to go on the edge of the paper, either to the side or at the bottom. And you can't use the embosser without the stamp. They have to be used together if you're going to use the embosser. For instance, Danielle says no. So yeah, Danielle, please contact us through Notary Educators. I'll make sure I answer your question completely.
Well, go based off your state.
Yeah. Definitely your state. You have to go based off what your state handbook says. Makiba says, for instance, how do they line up neatly one on top of the other? I don't get it. Makiba, your stamp is not going to line up. Your embosser and your stamp is not going to line up one on top of the other. You got anything to say about that, Alexis?
Oh, I mean, I did one the other day with my wheel I had. I just put them kind of side by side, depending on how the document allows. Mm-hmm. And thankfully, it had a lot of space, so I just kind of put them side by side, make it look kind of neat,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sometimes they're not going to even be side by side because it may not be enough space.
Exactly.
On the paper. If your embosser may be under the bottom part or to the other side because it may not be enough space next to it if your ink stamp is to the right. And you should never put your embosser over your ink stamp. Hello, Val Ross says, hello, ladies. I heard there's something called a remote testimony witness. Is this a thing? And if so, how do you get involved? What, Val Ross, what state are you in? You know anything about that, Alexis?
No. I mean, I get remote testimony witness, but as far as you getting involved, no. I don't know nothing about it. Yeah, I would say go refer back to your state and see how that even works.
And if it is, see if your state will allow you to do that. Yeah. It sounds like a remote testimony witness. I know there's something where you can you can be a witness if somebody is giving testimony to something. If you're talking about that, like when I worked for the law firm, if somebody was giving a deposition, a deposition testimony, and there needed to be a witness, then somebody in the office who was a notary would be used as the witness before their remote testimony. They would just come in the office, for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and somebody would be the witness that they did the testimony, if that's what you're talking about. That's the only remote testimony I know about. But with any services, the first thing you need to do is check with your state handbook to see if it's allowable in your state. Hi, Yolanda. So Elise says, Danielle, the NNA offers a signing log for your loan signing transaction. Does this sound right? So, okay, Danielle, Elise says that the NNA has a loan signing transaction log. So you could check with the company and see if that's allowable. And also be careful about that too, because some states require that you only have one log for your notaries, and they don't distinguish if it's general notary or loan signing. So you need to also make sure you check with your state to make sure you can have more than one log at a given time. A lot of states you can't have more than one journal at one time. But thank you for that, Elise. Brittany Murphy says, where can I get some samples of the letter that we signed? I am from Chicago. I don't know what letter you're talking about, Brittany. Do you know what letter she's talking about?
No, I was going to say specify what letter.
Yeah, clarify what letter you're speaking about. Debbie said, New York State doesn't allow us to charge more than $2 for general notary work. It's not worth it for me to do general notary work. Also, we are going Ron for some signings. Not all. Have you ever done Ron? I have not done Ron, Debbie. Neither one of us. We don't have Ron. Georgia does not allow Ron. And also, have you checked your handbook to see if New York State allows for a travel fee or a convenience fee?
Because that's how it is in Georgia too.
Yeah, Georgia only charges. We can only charge $2 for notary. We don't have Ron, but we can charge a reasonable travel and or convenience fee.
Exactly. So that's how you make your money. So it could be room for you to do general notary work. Just read over your handbook and kind of go from there, because you could charge in that travel/convenience fee. Because you're literally coming to someone. So double check, see what your state
says about that. Because we're in the same situation about the $2, but fortunately we can charge the travel fee. Okay, Makiba, you got that. So Stephanie says, would you do the embosser first, then the stamp? So Stephanie, whenever I do both, I always do the stamp first. And just for me, that's just part of my processes. I have a process that I go through as to what I do with my notaries. And I do all of my steps first, and that includes filling out the notary certificate, making sure it's signed, and then I do the embosser. So that's just part of my process. I do the embosser last after the stamp. Is it worth it to get the setup for Ron? Debbie, I don't know a lot about Ron. We're not a Ron state. A lot of people do it. I know, and I have heard that people are very successful. But the only thing I have to say about that, there are a lot of platforms for Ron. So you really have a lot of investigating work to do as to what platform you're going to use. So make sure that you check out the different platforms to see which one would best work for you. And especially, the cost, the pricing for the platforms. That's very important, that you check out the different platforms that you can use for Ron, and also which ones your state will allow you to do.
And also check out Kimmi's videos for Ron. She has a few videos out there for Ron specifically. So check those out. She has some great information on there. And maybe it can give you more insight as to, is it worth it to get started and look more into it.
Hello, you guys. Thank you so much for being here.
Yes, thank you all for joining us.
So Val, you're in Maryland. I mean, is that something that notaries can do? I saw it in a notary bulletin. I'm in Maryland. So did the notary bulletin mention if your state was able to do it? Because like I said, with different services, the states vary as to what you can and can't do. So the good thing about the National Notary Association is that they give out a lot of good information, but as them giving out the information, we as notaries in different states have to make sure that that information pertains to our state. So if you see it in the National Notary Bulletin, I see a lot of things also. Just check your state and to see if that's something that can even be done in your state, because they give out the information for all states. They don't always clarify if it's for certain states. For instance, like they have the immigration things that they put out in the National Notary, but California can't do that type of stuff. So just check to make sure that your handbook, your state handbook, saying that you're able to do that even. Hi, yay, or yay. How you say that? Yay? Okay, Danielle. Terry C says, I'm from Michigan. After my commission, I went to do general notary work before being an LSA. Very good. Should I do the NNA class test, background check, get a business name and my EO insurance? Is that order?
So
you want to answer that, Alexis?
Yeah. Want to do before exchange the class test. Okay, so first, in order to get into loan signing, I'm so glad you did general notary work first. That's amazing. Yes. So you did the first step. Very, very great. The next step would be for you to get some training as far as loan signing. You can take the NNA's package. They do have different packages. So one option would be for you to take their course, and they have the background check and test and all of that included in that package. They have another package. They have a few packages.
They have a few packages. They have 3 packages.
And then they have the lowest package will be for you to just take the test with them and get your background check, because that's how you become a loan signing agent, NNA certified, right? Mm-hmm. And then with that package, you would just still need some training, and we do offer loan signing training at notaryeducatorsllc.com. So you have 2 ways of going about that. Once you do that, then you can get your E&O insurance. As far as your business name, if you're doing general notary work, you should kind of have your business name already. Mm-hmm. You should already be out there with a business name. So yeah, go ahead and get that business name going if you haven't done it already. Mm-hmm. Because you want to be doing general notary work under your business name and making sure people know you for your notary business in general, even in general notary work. Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
And also, Terry, your E&O insurance is very important. If you're doing general notary work, you want to make sure you have the insurance. And just to piggyback on what Alexis said, the NNA's loan signing course is kind of like a requirement for the loan signing companies. When they see that you're NNA certified, they're more apt to call you, so to speak. But adding to that, we recommend you take like the lowest package with the background check and the E&O insurance, and also you would get the mini test, so to speak, because
you get the background check and test.
The E&O insurance is separate.
Right.
And so when you do that, Terry, you're going to have to still take some additional loan signing courses training, because the LSA, what they offer you is not going to allow you to be able to really go out and start doing loan signing. So we recommend that. You can look on our website on notaryeducators.com to see what our loan signing curriculum is and exactly what you're taught. But we definitely recommend that you get the background check through the NNA. The lowest package should be enough for you, because it has 3 different packages with the NNA. So Debbie said their run is not starting until June 2022. So Val said, do you need a jurat acknowledgement or oath for every notarization, or just some? And so Val, understand that with notaries, when you go notarize something, you're going to need either or. You're going to either need an acknowledgement or a jurat. And if you need a jurat, you're going to have to give an oath. So the oath and the jurat goes together. The oath is really goes with the jurat. The jurat is the document that you have to notarize. The oath is when you have to put them under oath when there's a jurat. So you're going to need either an acknowledgement or a jurat. And if you have a jurat, the oath goes with it.
And Val, you should really, you should take our Notary Basics class, notaryeducatorsllc.com. Check us out. We have a Notary Basics class, and it's amazing to get you started so that you know those things with a jurat, acknowledgement, oath, and you know what's what and what those certifications look like, those certificates look like. So it seems like you should try to get in a course as far as the basics of notary, being a notary.
Because you have to understand what those basic terms are and when you would use them and all of that. So Debbie says, has anyone worked in a bank with safe deposit box? If so, how was the experience, and do they pay by day or by box? So Kim has worked in a bank, and I have never worked in a bank, and I don't know anything about safe deposit boxes. Do you know anything about safe deposit boxes, Alexis?
No. If so, how's the experience, and do they pay day by day or by box? So it's all day sometimes, or it's per job. I hope that helps. So it's all day sometimes, or it's per job.
Okay. And you can ask as many questions as you like. So Val says, I'm sorry, ladies have lots of questions. Yeah, Val, however many questions you like. And this is about Run. Can I start Run without creating a Google My Business page? Yes, you can start Run without creating a Google My Business page. So Terry says, I don't have my commission yet. Oh, Terry, you don't have your commission? Well, so that would be the first thing to do is to get your commission. And once you get your commission, you can call us, not call us, but go on to Notary Educators and send us an email, and we'll be able to be happy to, guide you through the steps that you need to take in order to get going. Because sometimes we find that a lot of people that come to us and taking our courses, really, they did it backwards, and they regret spending so much money because they did it backwards. They did all this other stuff and bought all these other things that they really didn't need to get until they got their commission and did the basic notary and then start notarizing. So give us an email on notaryeducators.com. We'll be happy to walk you through it. But the first thing you want to do is to go on your state website and get your commission. And then we'll be happy to walk you through the steps. Do you need E&O for general notary signing? Get Wanda. Yes, you do need E&O insurance because that protects your notary signing block. So whenever you're notarizing documents, you definitely should have E&O insurance. And it's not that expensive with the NNA. It's like $25,000 for $30 or $35 a year. So it's not really that expensive. Mm-hmm. So Debbie said, I'm curious about field inspector and permit runner. And so Debbie, field inspection and permit runner, usually the pay varies, and you can like sometimes negotiate your pay when you sign up. It's like there are a number of different things you can do with field inspector. The assignment can be something such as going out to take pictures of the front of the house. If the house is empty, it can be like going in to take pictures on the inside of the house. So there are a lot of little different things that a field inspector does. And I've never been involved with permit running. Have you done permit running?
I know I've heard about it.
Yeah, I heard about it, but I've never done any permit.
I never got into it.
Me either. Okay, Val says she plans to. Do you have a class on Google My Business page? Yes, Debbie, we do. You can go sign up and for a one-on-one with Alexis. She is really an expert with Google My Business. She's helped a lot of people with Google My Business, and that is really, she helps you to maximize your Google My Business page. And so you can really start getting calls and getting business. She gives you suggestions on some things to put on there, what you need to do. And she walks you step by step in setting up your business page. Alexa, you want to give us some information on that?
Yeah. So it depends on where you're at. I have some people come to me, their page is already kind of up and they have already posted some things, and I can still give them little tips and tricks on as far as being a notary, what your clientele wants, what they want to look for, what you want to include in there to have your page more appealing. If you literally just got your code in the mail and you just put it in, your page is fresh, I can walk you through beginning to end, how to input things and maximize your page. So whatever stage you're at in Google, I can always take a look at it and tell you what you need to add or what we can do to maximize it. So just reach out to me, notaryeducatorsllc.com, and I'll be more than happy to help anybody.
Okay, Terry, that's great. We look forward to hearing from you, Terry. So Danielle says, I went to Wix to create a website, and it was very confusing. Can you please give general information on that, please? You want to help her with that, Alexis?
Yeah. So I never use Wix. I am familiar with Wix on a very, very small level. Like I tried to use it. So with the websites, let me just give you a little, let me make it very simple. You can create a website. You can. If you're doing it yourself and you're not that tech savvy, I would say go the easier route and use that free website on Google My Business. Use that. All you have to do is pay $12 for a year using your domain name. That's it. So all you have to pay is pay $12 for a year to buy that domain name, and you'll pay that every year to keep that domain name. But your website on Google, when somebody types in mobile notary services by Alexis.com, my free website is going to pop up. The only thing I'm paying for is that domain name, which is $12. So I say go the easy route and use Google for your website. If you want to be fancy and create a website, or if you have other plans that your business needs something more advanced than what Google has, I would say then go ahead and create a website and reach out to those companies that these websites are through. You'll be surprised. They'll be more than happy to walk you through whatever problem you're having because they want you to use their website platform. So call them, email them, get in touch with them. They really will walk you through how to use their website and how to create your page.
And Danielle, if you haven't paid anything for the Wix website, or I don't know when payment is due or how that works, I would highly recommend you start with the Google website because it gives you everything you need to start your notary business. So Google is very user-friendly and it's very simple, and it gives you, like I said, everything you need for the website. You can do it on Google unless you want something extra fancy. Right. And you can even fancy up Google as far as that concerned. But if you haven't paid any money or very little money for Wix, you may want to, it's up to you, but you may want to just check out Google website that goes with the Google My Business because it's free, like Alexis said, except for that $12. And it can really give you what you need to start your notary business. So Debbie says, I have a problem getting a printer, very expensive. Do you have any suggestions? So Debbie, yeah, printers are very expensive. I know if you're talking about getting the dual tray printers, you may want to consider, finding just a single tray laser printer, and that will work for now because you can get the single tray laser printer, but they do conform to legal size paper, and you can go to use the rotary notary. What do you call it? The rotary notary to put in your web. What am I trying to say?
You can go to Notary Rotary and put in your file, and it'll separate the standard pages from the legal size, and then you can print it off like that. Basically,
I was trying to say use the Rotary Notary link.
Oh,
put that in your browser. That's what I was trying to say. So you just put that in your browser and open that up, and when you click on the browser to upload your document, when it comes to it, it separates the pages. It has your legal size pages and it has your regular size pages, and it's so easy to use. And so until you can get a printer that's reasonable, I would suggest that. And they have laser printers with single trays, and it works very well because I even have one before I got my double tray, and it works very well. As a matter of fact, I still use it a lot. But yeah, let me know if that helps you any. And
Debbie too. Try to look, because I'm having that issue right now trying to find a printer. So I'm just going to give you a little suggestion. Try to look outside. Like even if it's kind of far out, you might have to drive a little bit. Try to look outside the busier areas. I don't know, like if you're in a city, city area. I'm close to Atlanta. So I'm like 35 minutes from Atlanta, but I'm trying to look like an hour away from Atlanta, an hour and a half. Because that's how bad I need another one. I will drive to go get it. So try to expand your area where you're looking at. You'll be surprised. You'll find some Office Depot or something. You'll find somebody that has one.
And check eBay, because a long time ago I was checking on eBay and I was bidding against this person. They won, but the printer was like $400, and that's not like $7 or $8 like somebody else is paying. So yeah, eBay too. eBay has some sometimes. And Bafu99 says, "Can you help with the suspended page?" Yeah, go on our website and make an appointment with Alexis. And if it's just something that she can just help you with really quickly, she'll help you. But then you may need to set up a one-on-one so she can help you with that. But she'd be happy to help you with that.
Yeah, just reach out because I'm not sure. I don't know. Some people tell me page are suspended, and I'll try to get on Zoom with them and try to see what's going on, and sometimes it's not. So kind of reach out to me and we'll figure something out.
Yeah, you're welcome, Danielle. So Yolanda said, does it take longer than 5 days for the verification to come in the mail for the Google My Business page? Sometimes. Alexis, you can talk about that.
Yeah,
it does. And do you suggest that she even go in and request another one if it's taking too long?
Go ahead. I've had students who had to request a second one. So go ahead. If it's just taking too long, like if it's been 2 weeks, go ahead and request another one. If you haven't reached out to Google, but you can definitely try it. I've had students who told me that they had to request for a second time and it came finally. So yeah, I'll say try it.
Danielle said, no, fancy is not in my budget. Mine either, Danielle.
Then go with that Google website. I promise you.
Yeah, you'll be happy with the Google website.
Yeah.
So G Maison says, how to price for POAs, nursing homes, jails, etc. So as far as pricing, I don't know if you have done how much general notary work you've done. Put that in the chat. Let us know how long you've been a notary. And pricing has a lot to do with just a variable of factors. We talked about it earlier. You know, where you live, what the demographics are, how far you have to travel, how many people are signing, how many witnesses you need, you know, the time of the day. It has just, there are just so many factors that are involved in pricing. And I think Kim has a marketing. Does she have a
pricing video?
A pricing video. Kim, look at Kim's pricing video on YouTube, and also go look on the website and see if there's anything that we have can help you with pricing. But there are so many different variables that have to do with pricings. It's not just like one set fee that you charge for POAs. It just depends on all of those different factors. But she has a very good video on pricing. So Danielle says she'll stick with Google. Very good decision, Danielle. I'm interested in taking the classes you guys offer before I start notarizing. My question is to Alexis, how soon would I reach out to you to get help with creating my Google My Business page?
So it's completely up to you, really. If you take, I've had people that taken the class and then they reach out to me and then we kind of go from there. If you want to go ahead and train with me, and let's say you got your class set up for next week, that's fine too, because I can tell you one thing for sure. It's going to take you some time to work on the Google My Business page. It's going to take a little time and effort. So if you want, like once you take our notary basics class, and you'll be ready to go if you already have your Google My Business page set up. You'll be ready to go right after that. Because it's gonna take you about, depending on how you work, it's gonna take you about a week in order to finish it from beginning to end, inputting all the information that I like for you all to input into your Google My Business page. It's gonna take some time. And
then if you do it, Val, you don't have to make it go live until you want to, right, Alexis?
Right. Yep.
Yeah. So you can think about that too. I hope that answers your question. Nashawn says, printer suggestion, also get $150 printer and buy an additional paper tray. Most people don't know their printer at home can stack up to 3 paper trays. So thank you for that, Nashawn.
Okay.
You guys, listen, Nashawn had a good suggestion. And Debbie said, thank you. You're welcome, Debbie. S. Russo, did you get the answer? I've wondered the same and have looked. Are we talking about printers still? Yeah. Ansley has a very good idea. Facebook Marketplace too.
Yeah.
She says it's been going on 4 years. And so like I said about the printers, the best thing is to get just a single paper tray laser printer. You don't never know how long it's going to take to get the double tray printers. But from experience, the single tray works. Like I said, I just put the Notary Rotary link in my browser and download the document on there. And it really separates the pages and you just print them like that.
Yeah, the page separator on Notary Rotary is amazing.
Terry C said, you're welcome, Debbie. Terry C said, also call around and see what others charge for services. Think about your demographics, set your price accordingly. Yes, Terry, that's exactly right. You can call other notaries in your area and, say, I have a POA. How much would you charge for it? And it, like I said, it does really depends on a lot of things, because if I do a notary for a POA and it's after hours, after 6 o'clock, it's going to be a little bit more than I would charge. If I do one and I have to go to the hospital, it's going to be different than if I have to go to somebody's house, because it's going to take longer to navigate the hospital. They may have to have parking. You may have to wait downstairs until the nurses say you can come up to the room. Because of COVID, things are different. Sometimes, a lot of times because of COVID, I have to wait in the lobby until the person at the front desk call up and then see what time I can get there. And so that's why we say there are just different factors that are involved when it comes to pricing. And like Alexis mentioned, Kim has a very good video that goes in depth about pricing. So you may want to check that out. And thanks for that, Terry. You're welcome, Val. Donovan said no POA pricing. We really can't give you just like a concrete price. If you take, consider all those factors, like I said, and call around to other notaries in your area, see how much they're charging. But the main thing, maybe you want to take one of our courses that has marketing and prices in it. And so we can really see what your individual situation is. But if not, that's fine. But just look around your area and just see all of those factors that come into play. Because like I said, if you're going to someone's house that's close by, you're not going to charge them for someone who you have to drive an hour away. Or if you have to go to the hospital to do a POA, it's going to be totally different. Hi, it's Latoya from Saturday's amazing A to Z training class. Hi, Latoya. Hello. I want to get Google Voice for my business, but want to know if I call a client, what number do they see, my number or the Google number? So Latoya, I also have a Google number, and they will not see your regular number if you use Google for your business. If you use Google for your Google Voice for your business.
Yeah, they'll see your Google, whatever number you have set up with Google Voice, that's the phone number that they'll see. I know it's kind of confusing because sometimes when you press call, Google connects it through another number. So you're like, wait, it kind of looks weird sometimes, but that's their way. However, the technical side of that, that's how they connect the calls. So you'll see the correct number on your end, and then the other party will see your Google Voice number on their end.
Mm-hmm.
So I know sometimes, like I said, it is confusing because when you're trying to call someone, a completely different number, you have no idea what number that is will pop up sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but they'll see your number.
Yeah. And so Donovan says, thank you. That makes sense on the factors. Yeah, Donovan, I'm glad we were able to answer your question. And so you guys,
go ahead.
Go ahead, Alexis.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, and check out Kimmi's videos on pricing.
Yeah. And so you guys, there are a lot of things that you can do with your notary business. There are a lot of services that you can add. Go on YouTube. Kim has some amazing videos on almost everything about notary. And if you can take the time, to look at those videos, you will be amazed how much information that you can get from those videos. And those videos are free. She doesn't charge for the videos. She does have a book, a notary book on Amazon, and that you can go purchase that book. Everybody who's bought that book really liked the book. It said it really helped them in their notary business. And it's the same thing, notary A to Z is not that complicated. It's on Amazon. And so you can also get that. And, so check out all the free things that she has to offer through Notary Educators with her YouTube videos with Notary Life with Kimmi. And I'm sure you will be amazed, like I said, at how much information you can get that you don't have to pay for.
And just remember, too, because it seems like there's a lot of people on here that they haven't quite started yet. Because I know we throwing out a lot of information. You hearing fingerprint, you hearing this, you hearing loan signing. Just remember to start with your general notary work first. Get comfortable with that. Because if you're not comfortable with that, everything else does not matter. Trust me. Yeah. Get comfortable with that. Get some training on that. And then from there, little by little, just add to your business. It's going to take some time. Don't get overwhelmed. I just don't want people to get overwhelmed with seeing all this stuff out here that notaries can do. Because it is a lot. We can't do a lot. We have a lot of things we can put under our belt as being a notary. So just start from basics. Make sure you get that training down, that general notary work. Know your certification, your certificates. Know what you're looking for. And then go from there. Start adding different services to your business and learning about different services and investing, because you're going to have to learn and investing in different services. So just know it's not a race. Just slow and steady.
Yeah, slow and steady. And that's the key, is consistency. Yeah. And like Alexis mentioned, when you get, good at doing general notary work, you may want to add fingerprinting. Then you may want to add I-9s. And so it's slow and steady and consistency that counts. And you'll see your notary business really grow. So Stephanie says, so do you have more than one phone to use for business? Can you use your personal cell phone for Google Voice? So that's a good question, Stephanie. I only have one phone. I have my regular phone number, and then I have a Google Voice set up on my phone number. And so Yolanda, does the Google number has a different ringtone? Yeah, it does kind of have a different ringtone when it comes up. I know my distinction between my Google Voice number and my regular phone number. And it actually comes up different because when you have Google Voice on your regular phone, the look that comes up is different. Like my screen on my Google Voice is black when it comes up, and I see the green phone on there, so it does look different. You will know the difference between your regular phone and your Google Voice. You have anything else to say about that, Alexis?
Yeah, and if you have just like you said, if you have an iPhone, mine says, like when somebody calls me from Google Voice, it says Google Voice. It says it on there, so I know, okay, that's my business. Yeah, it depends on you and how you are. If you do want a second phone, I do know a lot of people who have a second phone, but is it necessary? No, you can get by with one.
Yeah, and like I said, you can set up your Google Voice number on your same phone, and you get to choose your number too.
Yeah.
So EH says, hello, how do I get a digital seal? Is there a website to check out? So I don't know about getting digital seals. Personally, we're not allowed to do that because we don't have digital notaries. But sometimes, I don't know if you check your state handbook, but sometimes they'll even have information on different things like digital seals and run and stuff like that. You know anything about that, Alexis?
Yeah, check with your state, and then whichever platform you decide to sign up with, check with them as well. So that should, if you do those two things, you'll
be able to find something
in the right direction.
So Makiba, a friend wanted me to notarize a document from her employer regarding insurance for her job in order for him to get on her job insurance. How do I handle this in Georgia, please? So Makiba, always remember that it doesn't matter what the document is, as long as the document is filled out. If it has a notary block, you just need to know what to do with that notary block. Read that notary block and fill it out like you would do any other document. Just make sure you're putting the right information in the right blanks on the notary blocks. It doesn't matter what document it is. That's why we teach you processes in our notary training. We teach you processes because it doesn't matter what document it is. As long as the document is filled out, that's not, a concern to you of what kind of document it is. As long as you make sure that your part that the notary fills out is complete and accurate, and that the document does not have any blank spaces. So I hope that answers your question. So the most important thing, Makiba, for you is to make sure that that notary block is filled out properly. And of course, you need to make sure you ID your friend and put it in your journal. Debbie says she's going to purchase a book on Thursday. Great, Debbie. It better not be complicated. It's not, girl.
Oh, it's not.
It better not be complicated. Debbie, you're funny. So Val said, do you think you will come up with a class for apostille? I have watched the video Kimmi has several times, but it's a lot of information. Yes, Debbie, we're working on it, and you're right. It is a lot of information. We want to make sure that we have the information that's easy for you, so that you, the students will really get it without it being too complicated, because it's not that complicated. You're welcome, Stephanie. And so Danielle says she got her digital seal and run training through the NNA. So that's some information for you about the digital seal and the run training. She said that Danielle said she got hers through the NNA and her run training. Thank you for that, Danielle. Terry C says, so many folks think you can't make money doing general notary work. Kimmi shows you things you can do before loan signing. Like you said, Alexis, know your basics and state laws first, then add it. That's exactly right, Terry. I did general notary work a really long time before I did any loan signing, and I was doing very well. So you're exactly right. If you're a great notary and you know what you're doing and you're confident, you can make money, and then you can add loan sign on it to even make more. So that's exactly right, Debbie. So Danielle says, I have been fingerprinting my family. I'm going to take Kimmi's class. Oh, Danielle been practicing on the fingerprinting. She's been using your family. And you guys, that's something that's I'm glad you brought that up, Danielle, because that's something, a good resource that sometimes we forget as notaries. You can practice on your families. You can print some notary certificates off from the website. Each state has notary certificates on their website. So even after you take the class, if you're still not sure and you need some more encouragement, you get those notary forms as soon as you finish the class, and you tell your family, I need to notarize a document for you. And you can just play, role play, go through the, because we teach you from A to Z. We teach you from when the person brings the document to you, you do mock signings, and you fill out the notary certificate. So while it's fresh on your mind, practice with your family and friends. Tell them, hey, I need to notarize a document for you, and go through the process, do the phone call, do the pricing, and you'll be surprised how you'll feel so confident because you've done practice with your family. So that's a good suggestion, Danielle. I know you're going to be on your way if you're practicing with your fingerprinting.
Yeah, and Kimmy's class her course on that is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
She teaches you how to roll it. It's like you and her in the room. It's pretty cool, actually.
Mm-hmm. So we have about 5 more minutes, you guys. If there are any more questions, we'll be happy to answer them. We're so happy that you came tonight and that we were able to help you guys answer your questions. I hope that we gave you answers that can help you to build your business. But know that some of the friends on here, the people that notary friends, gave some very good suggestions. So you guys take those to heart. And really the key to having a great and successful notary business is consistency. Work on your business. See what you can do to make yourself better. If you take the training, you don't do anything and you don't practice, then you're not going to be successful. But if you practice and you take the information and you run with it, you're going to be a great notary. So Danielle says, from the 3-year-old to the 63-year-old. That's what I'm saying, Danielle. You doing it, girl. Thank you, ladies, for all of your help. You're so welcome, Danielle. And if any of you guys have any additional questions, just go on the website, notaryeducatorsllc.com. Leave us a message, and we will answer you, Danielle. I'm glad we answered your question tonight. And go on there, and I will call you back and leave your phone number. We apologize because we didn't get back to you, but we are usually always answer all of our questions within 24 hours. So we're looking forward to you guys taking the class too. You guys are very, very welcome. And again, we thank you for being here. We really enjoy answering your questions and trying to help you as much as we can, moving forward with your notary business. So thank you so much. And Alexis, do you have anything?
Yes. First of all, I wanted to say thank you all so much for tuning in and joining us. Remember, we'll be here every Monday at 8:00. Come with questions. Come with stuff that was weird out in the field that you saw, you didn't know what to do or whatever the case may be. We are here to help you. Right. And then I also want to share something with you all. We have something new going on. We're going to be selling mugs. These beautiful mugs. And when you're having your coffee in the morning, you get ready for your day out there being a notary. Look what it says. Relax, I'm a notary. It's not that complicated. These are just so cute. They come in all different colors. This one is blue.
That's so cute.
And you can go to notaryeducatorsllc.com to purchase all different colors. Your favorite color will be there.
Yeah.
And she has all different designs as well, just not this one. We have plenty of designs. And I just think it's so cute because I know a lot of us, we start our day with a cup of coffee. So why not start your day with a cup of coffee?
With some motivation. It's talking
about what you're doing. I'm a notary. Relax. It's not that complicated.
So Marie had a very good suggestion regarding digital stamp, and it's kind of what we said already, but she said you have to make sure it's going to be compatible with the platform you selected. And so, yes, when you're doing digital notary, when you're doing RON, there are a lot of platforms out there. So you just have to do your research, pricing, and just make sure that it is compatible with your state requirements. That's very important. You're so welcome, Debbie. Thank you both for great learning nuggets. You're welcome so much, Terry. Oh, the mug is too cute. Yes, it is cute. So I ordered mine already. So thank you guys so much. It's 9:00 now. Again, thank you so much. We love talking to you guys on Monday nights. You just really don't know. It's a way to start our week. It gets us motivated for the rest of the week to do our own notary work. we're all working notaries. We're out in the field. So like Alexis mentioned, come with your notary stories. We like to hear your notary stories too. So we have you have a good night and you have a good week. This is Angela from AJ Mobile Notary. And
Alexis from Mobile Notary Services by Alexis.
So see you guys later. Hopefully you'll be here next week with your questions. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you again for listening to the Notary Life with Kimmi podcast. We would love to be a part of your notary journey. Please visit us at notaryeducatorsllc.com for all of your notary training needs. Also, please feel free to join the Notary Life with Kimmi YouTube channel, where Kimmi has over 400 videos that will help you to grow and build a successful notary business. Until the next episode, we wish you much success on your journey. Bye.